When I think of home, I think of what Zen Master Ryokan said when he was asked about home. He said, when people ask me about my abode, I say, the eastern edge of the Milky Way. He also once said that the Earth was his Zafu and the cosmos was his Zendo. But I think we could get a little more specific. I really, in recent years, have come more and more to really understand the Earth as my home. Maybe it's all the sitting I've been doing with my eyes closed and really, over the years, gaining a sense that I and all of us are riding on this rock of ages, through vast reaches of space. And that this really is our home. I mean, we are Earthlings. This planet is moving very fast, 66,000 miles an hour. It's going around its axis. It's traveling about 1,000 miles an hour around the sun in the orbit. And we don't even have to hold on, which is pretty amazing considering how fast it's going. And the reason we don't have to hold on is that we are actually being held to the Earth. We are being embraced by the Earth, by this mysterious force of gravity, holding us to the planet. We couldn't leave home if we wanted to. But not only are we on the Earth, we are actually of the Earth, a fact that we rarely consider. But indeed, these bodies are made of the same elements as the Earth. Your bones are made of calcium phosphate. Quite literally, the clay of the Earth molded into your shape. Most of your body, 70% of it, is liquid, and most of that liquid has the same chemical consistency as the oceans. We literally sweat and cry seawater. Where else did we think these bodies came from? So we're not only on the Earth, we're of the Earth. We're like Earth sprouts that gained a lot of mobility. And furthermore, not only are we of the Earth has shaped us. These bodies and brains, these hands, these legs, this upright posture, this big forebrain, the opposable thumb, all of that has grown out of the continual, ever-changing flow of life as it adapts to the ever-changing Earth environment. This continual dance that life has done with shifting Earth forces, volcanoes and continents bumping into each other and ice ages, has coaxed and carved this form out of the life sheet, if you will. You know, before there was land, no creatures had legs because they were unnecessary. So it's like nature is the artist and we are the art. Like a sculptor. And along with all the other beings that we share this planet with, we're all doing this dance of survival, and that is what has made us in the shape that we are today. Pretty good shape. Not bad. I think that accepting our home as the Earth and embracing ourselves as Earthlings is really essential if we're going to heal this planet and if we're going to bring ourselves back into balance with the rest of life. For too long we've believed that we are from some other realm, you know, and just kind of plop down here for a while to run the show. And our religions have come to view the earth as like a training planet, you know. It's like you learn your lessons and you do good things, and then you get to go to a better place and a better life. Somehow we believe that we are so special that we really couldn't have that much to do with this funky place with its bugs and dirt and dumb animals, you know. But we have so much evidence now that we emerged from the life of this planet. And I think if we can embrace ourselves as part of the story of evolution, it's also very useful for our spiritual life. It really supports the Buddha's teaching. It gives us the message that we are not these separate, isolated individuals, and we're not self-created. We co-arise with all things. It teaches us impermanence. You know, that species arise and disappear and arise and disappear. And maybe it could even give us purpose and meaning if we see ourselves as part of Earth life. Purpose and meaning to see that the experiment continue, this wondrous 3.5 billion year experiment in life and consciousness. It just requires us coming home. We're already home, but recognizing it as here. I think of Buddhist meditation, and over the years this has just organically sort of arisen in my own practice, that it really is a process of exploring our nature as nature. And if you read the Buddha, you know, in the Satipatthana Sutra, one of his most important discourses, you realize that he's really a spiritual biologist. He's saying, go and investigate this body and this breath and these emotions and this brain, these thoughts, and see what if this is I, me, or mine. I think he understood that it was all inherited. Anyway, so that's home. I think I feel called to acknowledging this as my home. I love the mudra when the Buddha was sitting on his night of enlightenment. The last challenge that he was given by Mara, the evil king, was, what right do you have to be enlightened, to be awake? And he just reaches down and touches the earth. It's interpreted as being that the earth was, he called on the earth as his witness. I think he also was saying, this earth grew this consciousness that can awaken to itself and liberate itself. And he was pointing really to the home of the awakened mind. And so, in closing, that was quite a few words, huh? How about a poem by Gary Snyder? This is a verse to the earth. The earth, wide enough to keep you looking, open enough to keep you moving, dry enough to keep you honest, prickly enough to make you tough, green enough to go on living, old enough to give you dreams.